So today we're even looking at a scenario where alternative future of the world. Part one. Now I did say this would come out March 1st, and it's currently February 14th, but time is going by very slowly, so I feel like we're gonna post slightly earlier. So yeah, because I don't really have any ideas for like recordings other than this, so we're gonna go ahead and go into it, get into it. So now the first thing we have happening is the Russians, is just the Ukrainian war in general. There's not really much else to talk about other than that. So let's go ahead and look at this Ukrainian war fronts and everything. I believe this is what the fronts look like for the Ukrainian war as of February 14th, 2026. Now, this is what I believe they look like. I'm not 100% sure if this is true, if this is actual, like, the borders. Um, but this is what I believe not the borders, the fronts look like as of today. So, now what I believe would happen in the war is, unlike Russia just steamrolling the rest of Ukraine, depending on how it's so stalemated, I feel like Ukraine would actually be able to do a lot of counteroffensives, like over a long period of time. They would slowly, and I mean very slowly, be able to push back the Russians. So maybe the Russians would have a little bit of a counteroffensive in the north, but not be able to push into Ukrainian territory, and begin to lose a lot of ground in Donbass. They would slowly, I mean, very slowly, and Ukrainians would be able to capture back Mariupol. And then the Russians would probably retreat out of Donbass. Not really, probably not. But yeah, and they're gonna start pushing back even to Crimea, not exactly into Crimea, but like be able to get to the border of Crimea and start like barely going into it. And the Russians are gonna set up a peace deal here because they are probably gonna get fully pushed back into their territory if they keep going to war. So let's go ahead and look at that peace deal. Whoa, this is not alternate future. This is Black Sea. I'm kidding. So Russia gets a little tiny bit of Ukraine and gets a little bit of the Donbass. Oh, was this all the Donbass area? I don't actually know. They get a little bit of the Donbass area and get Crimea, like officially, not just claims. But the issue with this peace deal is that Ukraine is allowed in NATO because they didn't have enough war score to not be allowed in NATO. Let's go ahead and look at the alliance map. So here is the alliance map. Basically, what I did with the alliance map was take the normal map, and sorry if the borders look a little bit different. As you can see, they're not exact. But now Ukraine is able to join it, and oh, I hate this. I'm just gonna yeah, this is our alliance map so far. Let's go ahead and add the other alliances. So the thing is, we're gonna also add major non-NATO U.S. allies here. So they're gonna be colored in light blue. So I'll tell you that. Apparently, on the thing I'm using, it says Palestine is a U.S. major non-NATO ally, which doesn't really make sense. Because they like Israel. Israel and Palestine hate each other. Is it just the? I'm confused. Whatever. I'll just still ask. So this is the map of the non-NATO major allies, like non-NATO U.S. allies. Um, that's what this map says. Of what countries are in it. I don't know why Saudi Arabia isn't there. Maybe and well, Vietnam and well, maybe not. But we're gonna go ahead and see it also individual treaties. We have one for the Philippines, so I guess that's the thing. And I think that's it. At least that's what. Oh yeah, I forgot about the Rio Pact. The Rio Pact is just gonna be yellow for now. So I guess these countries are gonna be like, what color do I make them? Do I make them like green? I'm gonna make them like a lime. I'm gonna make them lime. These two are gonna be green, and then the rest is gonna be a yellow. So Chile. Yeah, I don't really remember what the Rio Pact was. I'm just gonna Bolivia, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Costa Rica, Ecuador. Ecuador, I don't know. Oh yeah, Ecuador's right there. I'm stupid. Um, El Salvador, yeah. Guatemala, yeah. Haiti, Honduras, Mexico, strange. Uh, Nicaragua, Cuba, Paraguay, Peru, Trinidad, and Tobago, yeah. US, Uruguay, and Venezuela. I don't know why they're in it, but okay. Oh, I was. Oh, my bad. Yeah, sorry about that. But basically, why it's like half, just so I can have this on. Okay. Anyway, yeah, I was just trying to see like the map, but like what Google said, that's what Google said. It says all these countries were in the Rio Pact. Oh, also the US as well. So they're gonna be like a dark green for now. So yeah, that's what the said. Cuba, it says it was suspended. I wasn't gonna originally put them there, but we're just gonna put them there just in case. So if I'm wrong on that, I will fix it if you want. So yeah, I'm just saying that. NATO partners, I'm probably gonna put in let me think. So NATO partners are probably just gonna be like this kind of blue. Are gonna be like actually probably like more lighter, like a 50% blue. So yeah, that's what NATO partners are gonna be. This isn't an this is old because it says Finland's and Sweden's still a NATO partner. Okay then. That is strange, but okay. So this is slightly older, I can see. Five Eyes, I'm not including that because that doesn't really matter. Um, but this is our thing so far. Collective Security Treaty Organization, so the CSTO, let me add. I think that's the CSTO right there. I think that's Tajikistan's flag. But sorry about the thing being like a little weird. Now the reason I'm putting them red because well I can put them red, but I'm gonna put this a slightly like pinker, kind of like a dark pink for this. This is a lot of alliances, alright? This is just all the major alliances here. Um at least that it shows on this thing. So yeah, don't completely trust me, but this is what. Oh yeah, East African Federation. So they're gonna be colored in this kind of beige color, maybe like more, still beige, like a darker beige. That's kind of what the East African Federation is. But for now, we're gonna focus on the main map because we have some things to do. All right, we have things to do over here. Actually, mm, I'm thinking. So, with this, I don't know what you would call this, but like with Russia like trying to do Ukraine stuff, we kind of have Moldova, and Bosnia like being let in, and Austria joining, they're banned. We're just gonna ignore that factor, and also Ireland too. And we have Morocco and Tunisia like applying for NATO membership, which Spain isn't gonna really like that with Morocco, but they're gonna let Tunisia in, but Morocco's gonna kind of get stopped by Spain for a little bit. So for now, Morocco isn't in NATO, but you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and like make them a little more blue as they're a NATO partner as of now. Let me make it that even more apparent. They're a NATO partner right now. I'll get that confused. Just make that like there. So they're a NATO partner now. Should just give them the NATO partner color. I'm stupid. Anyway, yeah, they're a NATO partner now. Um, and we have a new alliance forming up, and that is it's NATO, but for the you've seen this before. If you watch Ultimate Future, you know what I'm talking about. The Pacific Defense Organization. Now they're gonna be colored in yellow, in like a gold color. I forgot about Thailand to give them an alliance. I gave Myanmar. I did not mean to. I meant Thailand. I know this is Thailand. This is Myanmar. I'm sorry. I accidentally did the wrong thing. But yeah, they're gonna be gold colored, and this is kind of like all of the Western, like anti-China countries. This is mostly to defend against China and their like stuff in this area. Also, this mixed red color just means they're a NATO partner, U.S. ally. This is probably gonna be like a different color. It's probably be more orange. Yeah, more like this. New Zealand just gonna be like a not non well, they are a non-native U.S. ally, but like I mean like they're in the PDO now. Uh, yeah, or yeah, the PDO. Um, which is, and also the U.S. is gonna be in here, but like I don't really know what color to give them, so I'm just gonna give them like more yellowy, slightly darker. So this color looks really bad, but we're just gonna have to live with it for a few episodes. Switzerland is gonna do gonna do Swiss things and just hold their own ground. And yeah, okay, I just made the thumbnail of this video. But the next event we have happening is Serbia. Oh man, Serbia is gonna go ahead and declare. Oh my bad. Is gonna go ahead and declare war on Kosovo. They already are war. I think they're already at war in real life, but if they're not, sorry, um, saying that, but let's just say they aren't. Albania and North Macedonia, not Montenegro, but just North Macedonia and Albania are gonna join because Montenegro's kind of has relations with Serbia, kind of, and that kind of causes the whole entirety of NATO to join. But I'm just gonna do the countries that border Serbia and NATO. So all of these ones, and because I don't want to tell the entirety of NATO again. And that was quick. And yeah, in this peace treaty, Kosovo is going to give like full recognition by everyone, and that's gonna give Serbia a club state kind of thing. So yeah, that's kind of our map for now. But the next thing we have happening is Egypt. Egypt. Where do I start with you? You're you're kind of thing where you I don't really know how to explain to you, but you don't really. You're gonna go ahead and Egypt is going to go and attack Libya, and Tunisia is going to uh join the war on the side of Egypt, and yeah, just to despite Libya, because Libya is gonna, because remember, Egypt is quite strong. Like, I think they're like top 30 in the world, if I am correct. They are really powerful. They are powerful enough. They are capable. So that's why Tunisia joined. Tunisia joined because Egypt is powerful and they know they're going to beat Libya. So let's go and see this war. And so we have Egyptian troops heading into Libya in start to, well, may not invade the desert, but maybe invade the coast. Yeah, they're going to start invading the coast of Libya, while Tunisia is going to make some gains into Libya. You want to know who's going to join the war on the side of Libya? Algeria. Algeria, because that's an Algerian thing to do. Now, I think there is an Islamic alliance, but we're going to ignore that. Oh, also, Chipotle is captured. I forgot about that. And that kind of folds Tunisia, or not Tunisia, Libya. I know there's an Islamic thing, alliance. It might be just economical. I think it's just economical, but if it's not, then sorry. Um, but we're just gonna ignore that if it is a military, or yeah, if it's military, I'm just not gonna include it. And I know the African Union is also a thing, and Algeria is pretty decently powerful, and they're gonna start moving into Tunisia, and that's gonna kind of cause some damage in Europe, as France and Italy are going to join the side. Now, the reason I'm not coloring in the entirety of NATO here is because I don't really want to. Oh, that's blue. I meant red. It's really because, like, I don't really need to with these smaller wars. Maybe, like, in a bigger war, I would, but not here. These are. They're meant to be red, not blue. That's my bad. But yeah, all of these countries are going to help and assist Egypt and other countries, which in Tunisia, which Tunisia is, they get slapped, and yeah, and they're gonna start pushing out through Tunisia's territory and start pushing in towards Tripoli, which they are able to take back, and which I don't know what the Egyptian troops are doing. But let's just say they're over here, right? They're just over here, which they're gonna get pushed. They're gonna get pushed back until they meet the Egyptian troops. And then they're gonna start getting pushed back a little bit. Take back Chipotle and start, or is it Tripoli? Is it Chipotle? I don't know. But they're gonna take back Tunis and start pushing a little bit into Tunisia. Well, yeah, Moroccan and the Spaniards and the Portuguese and the French probably are all gonna push into Algeria, which is kind of gonna Algiers, I think, is like right there. So they're gonna be able to start pushing towards Algiers, which is kind of cause Algerian troops to like just mainly go for defense stuff, and but this is a two-front war, and that's not very good. They're gonna be able to push back somewhere in these areas, but it's not gonna be enough as they surrender. They they're able to take Algiers, and then they surrender, which that was really dragged out, but I don't really know what else to do with this first episode because I haven't done this kind of thing in a long time. But let's go ahead and look at this peace treaty, which Sudan and Chad are going to be united into this peace treaty. which this isn't very good for, yeah. Chad, takes a little bit of land out of Libya, same with Sudan, but it's like barely anything. Egypt takes a ton of land from Libya and Tunisia, starting to look like Carthage at this point. And yeah, yeah, that's a lot of land, and the rest of Libya and the rest of Algeria are going to, they're gonna unionize, and also Mauritania is gonna go ahead and like steal some land from Algeria. Not a lot, but a little bit, and that makes the borders look even more horrible. But yeah, that is let's go ahead and look at our alliance map, which I'm not gonna be able to I don't really wanna update all of this yet. Um at least not right now. I might do it in the next episode actually. Actually, I just got an idea. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is real quick, I'm gonna add this. I just got a great idea. I can just trace the lines. I don't have to just do it from memory. So let me just add those borders, and now I'm gonna go ahead and trace the lines. So as you can see, the borders look pretty much the same. Basically, how I did this method here is I traced it. Oh, undo. Okay, I didn't ruin it. Oh my god. I accidentally clicked merge layer down on accident. That kind of almost ruined my entire career. But, what would have happening is Ethiopia, after seeing that, what Egypt just did, they're going to go ahead and join the East African Federation. Speaking of the East African Federation, they're going to do something. They're gonna invade all of these countries. Are gonna go ahead and invade Somalia. Why? Because they can. And also for land mostly, which Somalia isn't that great. They're gonna fund a rebellion in Somaliland, which is gonna quickly rebel, and that kind of causes Somalia to just. Somalia isn't even though these guys aren't particularly strong countries. Somalia isn't either. They're kind of unstable over here, I think. Let's go and look at this peace treaty. Also, I realize this is Yemen's island, not Somalia's. Sorry. So these are the borders, and Somaliland is also invited to, they're invited to the East African Federation. Well, they're invited to the East African Federation. They're gonna go and say, yeah, yeah. And also, we have Zambia and Malawi being invited to the East African Federation, which they're going to accept, and they're now in the East African Federation. Now, concerning this, I know the U.S. is at war with Venezuela. Went to war with Venezuela. I know, but we're just going to ignore that for Venezuela. We're gonna ignore that. Um, the only reason I didn't ignore the Ukraine war is because and also I just want to say I actually forgot about I forgot about this. But let's just say the U.S. just has their leader. Okay, let's just say that. All right, which yeah. Um, let's just say that. All right, we're just gonna say they pieced out after. I think they actually did peace out after that. I'm not 100% sure though, but yeah. So after this, we kind of have some other countries kind of it being drawn influence into certain alliances, like Mongolia is going to fall under Russia's influence, and the same thing with Uzbekistan and Turkmenistan. Now, realistically, would they join? Probably not, but this isn't meant to be the most realistic thing in the world. But this is the end of episode 1. Yeah, this is the end of episode 1. And I just want to say, I really want to record episode 2 because I have all these ideas for episode 2 in my mind. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go ahead and after this, I'm gonna go record episode 2. So I'm just saying that. So bye.